Hello friend, welcome back once again to Strategic Mind, the Pacific. I'm back here at the Midway scenario after successfully beating the Allies at the Battle of the Coral Sea. Let's first do these victory point spending. So I do feel that going for a level 2 here is probably pretty decent, and then also going for the pilot's training. I think pilot's training is very effective, most likely. And I'm not that big of a fan of airstrike in this game. It was very good in the previous game because there was mostly land-based combat. But because we have mostly naval combat now, I think this is less useful. Same for frontline artillery. I do like heavy landing ships, so maybe... yeah, maybe it's better to do heavy landing ship now. And the cost of use reduced by minus 478 command points, eh? Alright. That seems like a good upgrade. So maybe I'm better off doing heavy landing ship and the pilot's training. Yeah, that seems to be good. Alright, so let's go for pilot's training and heavy landing ship as well. So now we have those two skills. And then I can work on something like naval artillery later. Because we'll get another 400 points this time. So that'd be looking good. This is, I think, probably also pretty decent, but I don't have the prestige to buy a second submarine, I think. Most likely, so... yeah, we're fine here. So let's go for the units first. See what we get to upgrade, some of the heroes that we might be able to put in. Because I can get this guy into the Yamato class battleship now. So let's level him up. So, as it is, I kind of wanted to take a look at the other ones as well. I mean, this guy has task force, but I think it's probably good to have him with task force as well. I definitely want ballistics expert, which gives +4 to naval. And no, that's not too great. I would like to go for scouting here as well. I think that's a really good ability. And at the moment, we're probably... yeah, let's go for first strike as well. Alright, there we go. I do already have a... I just want to see this unit already. Okay, so I have to... yeah, now assign you to the submarine. We have the one for the carrier already. This is the battleship, the carrier. Submarine just installed. The escort ship here is already attached to unit. I think we already got the one for the tactical bomber, just making sure that is indeed the case. Here is already attached. Then the fighter, already serving in another unit, and we also have the one for the infantry. Alright, so only the submarine is left with leveling up. Definitely going for one more shot here. And after that, I'm looking at deep dive as well. Because that gives me +6 to all defenses after attacking the enemy. So that's really good. Then I also want to have the wreck ships ability, which gives it +6 naval attack. And then we're probably looking at something like more ammo, elusive, and wreak havoc after that. I do think that the submarine with the hero should be extremely powerful. These extra abilities for the submarine are really, really good. And it's a definite shame that my regular submarines can never attain such greatness as this here. Either way, that's that. So that's the heroes for now. Any other upgrades that I might be able to do? Yes. Let's see here. So that's +1 air attack, +1 air defense, and it's pretty cheap. So let's upgrade. And there are no other upgrades available to do for this mission. Fine. Let's see though, you're already... Yeah, the only thing that I want to do here is actually get these guys to 12 as well. I'm just slowly getting there with these guys, over strengthening all my units. And for the infantry, we'll only do infantry upgrades anyway, so they're fine actually going to 12, I think. Alright, so we have 4,000 left, and we can't really buy more planes. I want to take a quick peek at all the units' equipment, because now we do have the aircraft radar, which is nice. I'm still not sure about the drop tanks, really. I think maybe for the bombers, having the drop tanks is useful. Whereas, probably for the fighters, it is not. Because the fighters really need their ammunition, whereas I think that for the bombers, staying in the air and using all their ammunition that way is more difficult. So let's just upgrade them this way. Let's take a look at the infantry, because I definitely need to switch this up most likely, because we're going to Midway. I don't expect too many mines there. So I want to at the very least switch one of these sappers with the flamethrowers again. And then we have 2 flamethrowers. All of them have the weaker mortars. That does not prevent them from landing anywhere. This time we do have the heavy landing, so all of these can also land. Question is though, do I want to upgrade them to this? It does cost a lot, and I don't know how many extra upgrades there are going to be. So it's probably not very useful to do that, but I do want to give them at least some of these. Alright, that's also done. Let's take a look at this here, because now we have the kamikaze squads that are fairly cheap. I'm surprised these guys didn't get a third, because I thought I did get the ability that all my naval units get a third. Or did I not? I did, right? Yeah, I do have the overhaul problem, the overhaul program. So it's very strange that these guys don't actually have this third slot available, whereas these guys do. I think that might be a bug. Maybe. It surely is strange. Yeah, not sure what causes that, really, but I think that's a bug. Anyway, let's see. These guys have everything they want. These guys also have everything they want. So it's, yeah, I guess we can't get a third for this one, and then, right? Although this is pretty expensive. 620. Allows you to add kamikaze aircraft aboard your carrier and launch 1 kamikaze unit per turn. Kamikaze aircraft are destroyed during the attack. If they deal at least 1 damage to an enemy unit, they also set the enemy ship on fire. Okay, applying 2 fires. The equipment can be activated. Sure. I know that's very expensive, but... let's see though, because let's say I want to acquire another unit. Let's say I want to have an not necessarily escort, because this is a Yamato class. It's also a capital ship, but has also range 6. 3,100 for this one. It's a 5. It's interesting that this one is... apparently cheaper. Or more expensive. I wonder why. Because... alright, this has more naval attack. It has less range, but more naval attack, more movement. And more torpedo defense, although it has less gun range. Maybe I should... what I could do here is... just put the dazzle camouflage there. And... buy myself... because how much defenses do these guys have? Torpedo defense and naval defense. Both have 7 naval defense. This guy, of course, is obscene with 12 naval defense. I could save up for another Yamato class. But that's probably not too good. I need 100 more. So I can probably get rid of one of the Sokosagyuki. Yeah. And then I'll acquire a Tona class unit. Let's use rip the hull and I guess unsinkable. Not the best abilities, but it's fine. Oh, they can also get Marine Squad. That's very nice. I think what I'm gonna do then is get a couple of equipment away from these tanks specifically, because I think it's reasonable, but it's probably not necessarily what we need during a mission. And yeah, I can get rid of that for at least one turn. Then let's see, I can then get both the Marine Squad and not yet the incendiary shells. Okay, so then I should discard these. And get at least the cheaper incendiary shells. Alright, and then next turn we can also upgrade it a little bit further, but at least now we have another heavy cruiser, so that's not too bad. I think that comes in pretty well. Might get another battleship, or another destroyer on the next turn, in order to get more screening units. Either way, let's talk to these two guys.
I regret ignoring Admiral Yamamoto's order to bomb the Midway.
Yeah, let's actually go for settings. Sound speech volume back up until after the briefing.
I regret ignoring Admiral Yamamoto's order to bomb the Midway Atoll right after the attack on Pearl Harbor. I was blinded by our success at the time. Our fleet would have had no trouble bombing that atoll through and through, as it is tiny and could be fired across even with escort ships' artillery. Now, when the garrison has been strengthened and the US fleet is able to provide it help at any moment, the storming of the atoll is a much more difficult task.
And it's all your fault, Nagumo.
In the upcoming battles, the conventional means of attack may not be effective enough to overcome the enemy fleet. Regardless, we have lots of strong-willed pilots ready to sacrifice themselves for the sake of our glorious empire. It is high time we form kamikaze special attack squads with them as part of our naval aviation. These suicide attacks will allow our Navy to inflict much more damage to the enemy fleet.
Let's hope so. And yeah, let's start up the new mission then. Nothing else to do. Let's go.
By your decree, the headquarters is devising a plan of attack on Midway. Operation MI. By capturing Midway, we will, once and for all, secure Tokyo from the U.S. air raids.
That is good news. Admiral Nagumo, you performed well during the Battle of the Coral Sea. Thus, you will take command of the upcoming operation.
Thank you, Yamamoto-san. I will do my best to live up to the trust you put in me. Your giving me a second chance was, well, worth it.
It is a second chance not only for you, but also for the Imperial Navy. We did not manage to destroy the enemy carriers during the attack on Pearl Harbor. So, at Midway, we will have an opportunity to start a major naval battle and fully destroy the U.S. Pacific Fleet. We cannot miss this opportunity, no matter what the cost.
Aye, aye, Admiral.
Admiral Yamamoto, our engineers and pilots have come up with a new weapon called the Divine Wind. Oftentimes, we lack the time for new pilots training, but many of our recruits are eager to die for the Emperor. Even pilots with shortened training programs will manage to ram their planes packed with explosives into the enemy ships. Such attacks will show the United States our spirit and resolve. We will destroy the morale of our opponents.
Yes, absolutely. The Americans will be extremely surprised by such a feat. However, I would rather not resort to this instrument of war unless absolutely necessary.
Yamamoto-san, plenty of our young Japanese are just dreaming about this golden opportunity. Do not let down their hopes. I am ready to fly this type of plane myself into an ultimate attack on our enemy.
No, I don't.
My decision was not ambiguous. We will use the Divine Wind only if there is no other way, and ordinary means are not good enough.
As you command, Admiral.
Our Navy has honored itself with many heroic acts throughout this war, but they all pale in comparison to what the Navy is about to do now. I do not need to tell you about the strategic importance of Midway. You know all about that. Now, when we finally reach the goal of acquiring the resources, it is of critical importance we expand the defensive perimeter of the Empire and finish the destruction of the U.S. Navy that we started in Pearl. However, there is an additional reason to seize Midway as soon as we can. The barbaric raids of bombers from the American carriers have angered the Emperor and shocked the Japanese nation. We can't let this happen again. The combined fleet must kick the enemy out of the North Pacific once and for all. May the gods favor you and your men in the upcoming battle.
All task forces are out in the target areas awaiting for further orders.
Admiral Ugaki, would you be so kind as to go over the Operation MI in detail?
Certainly, Admiral Yamamoto. The main goal of the operation is to take over Midway Atoll, which also includes Sand Island and Eastern Island. According to intelligence, Midway is well fortified and has a large U.S. air group based there. Apparently, our Marines and the assigned Army forces will face fierce resistance. This is why the Navy must attack Midway, destroy the planes based there, and support the landing of our troops. The American Navy will most likely head to Midway as soon as we start the battle. In case the enemy task forces appear, we must intercept and destroy them. Destroying the enemy's fleet is one of the most important goals of the operation, along with Midway's occupation.
Where is the enemy's fleet located?
What I can tell you for sure is that it's nowhere near Midway. No large enemy forces have been detected by the submarines we sent to scout the area. We don't know anything else about the location of the American fleet, as we were unable to do reconnaissance of its main base, Pearl Harbor. However, if the enemy is there, we will have enough time to get ready to meet them. That includes if they come out right after we start the attack. The enemy's fleet will have to cover more than 1,100 miles. That is exactly why the first thing we must do is launch an attack on Midway, taking advantage of the element of surprise. At the same time, we can disorient the enemy with a supporting attack on the Aleutian Islands, seizing Attu Island, Kiska Island, and the Dutch harbor base on Unalaska Island. I hope it will divert a part of the enemy forces.
I wouldn't want anyone to accuse me of cowardice. Yet, as I see it, we have far too many guesses about the enemy and not nearly enough real information.
Indeed.
Our fleet is facing a great deal of uncertainty, and that is bad. Either way, though, I am ready to do my duty until the end.
That is exactly what you have to do. Now, our duty is to move forward and fight in the name of the Emperor. Put your doubts aside. The Imperial Navy will come back from Midway with a victory so great, it will be glorified for centuries.
Admiral Yamamoto, there is no one to pursue. There are no enemy naval forces left around Midway. The fury of our samurai destroyed them like the divine wind.
You have not disappointed me, Nagumo. The combined fleet did its duty valiantly.
Oh, I already finished the mission. Oh no. Okay. This map is a bit weird because the Aleutian Islands, they're, well, near Alaska, so, and Midway is several hundreds of miles further south, and with several hundreds of miles, I mean probably over 1,000. Now I don't really know what the exact measures are, but this is a huge distance. So it's kind of weird to see them both on the same map, but okay. Besides that, we have the objectives: capture the Adu and Kiska Islands, fairly useless islands if you ask me, but it's a diversion. And then also Dutch Harbor, up here as well, which was historically never captured, but Japanese did try to bomb it. And then we have to destroy 6 land-based aircraft on Midway, which I'm sure is nearly impossible to fail without capturing the Midway atoll. I think you have to basically not destroy the enemy planes while they're in the air, capture the airfields, and then end the mission, because there's no other way. You cannot meet this secondary objective. It's a bit weird. The biggest problem, I think, on this mission is that we currently have no supply point. Like there are no seaports from which we get supplies. So the only way that we can get fresh supplies is by capturing Atu seaport up north. I think that's going to be our top priority, because that's the only area where we can get supplies. And then afterwards, also Dutch Harbor, if I can actually check. Okay, I can't see here from where they get supplies, but basically Dutch Harbor and the Adu Station are the only places where we might get supplies. So that's
are the instrument of the Emperor's
exactly where I
will.
want to place my forces here.
Who do you want me to kill?
No, I need to go to reserve.
We are the muscle of the Imperial Navy.
And that immediately puts me to lowering the speech volume again.
The Imperial fleet knows no defeat.
Once again, oh wow. Really? Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, back, and let's try to redeploy.
Is like a fugu fish. Deadly, yet delicious.
Let's actually place these all the way to the back. And once again, there's no reason for me to deploy my ground, well, most of my ground forces yet. I will deploy some, because I do want to capture these northern islands, but I don't need my entire force for that. So what I'll do for this place, for example, I will just get one
Yes, Commander.
I want to get one infantry, and I do want
Yes, Commander.
one with the hero.
Yes, Commander.
Which is this one. So that's the only unit that I'll need at the moment, because I'll just use the Marines for the rest of it. That gives me more command points each turn. Alright, let's level up the other... let's go for Rip the Hull. These are non-core. units.
Are there new orders from our godly emperor? We bring the storm.
Oh, come on.
Firestorm.
Yeah, this stuff always takes pretty long. But
Protectors of the fleet.
it is quite necessary.
Imperial destroyer at your service.
So I usually just give all of the destroyers both scouting and overwatch, because that helps me with detecting or going after submarines and defeating the enemy air force. I should go for aggressive maneuver and street fighter, I think. More weak Sentai forces. And these are non-core, so I'll take a more aggressive approach with them. Although forced march is probably also unnecessary on this mission. Okay, so
We surpass pathetic Gaijins.
I need to...
Operational.
Yeah, okay, all of these are already leveled up.
Are we fully loaded?
Huh, that's interesting. They already did that. Okay, well, fine. Yeah, so let's deal with this island first, and...
We will be victorious.
Observing the horizon. Entering the designated area.
Okay, there's nothing like that there. I'm sure that...
Our vessel is the pearl of the combined fleet.
We serve faithfully.
So, 1, 2... I want to expand as much as possible, trying to hunt for submarines.
I see some enemies on the
Oh,
horizon.
yeah, sure.
No one can
Obviously.
stop me, except for you.
Oh, okay, good. Only torpedoes for now, but...
Have a taste of our Just show us.
The Navy is the stalwart defender of the
I don't
Empire.
have any other destroyers which
Your
are
orders.
even remotely close enough, but I do have torpedo bombers that can attack it, but I do kind of have to scout out these two first then. I'll get destroyed, but... Yeah. Okay, so it's a bit hard to see, but this is an infantry, and this is the anti-aircraft gun up there. Alright.
Do you require assistance? Target acquired. We found the weak spot. Moving carefully.
We are the muscle of the Imperial Navy.
Yeah, so
Long live His Majesty,
let's do
the
that.
Emperor.
They have something else there as well.
Engage. They are in a better world now.
So
Or
I will
so
take
it
another
said.
look.
Verifying the enemy's location.
That's artillery,
We will be victorious.
but
Engage.
wow. Alright, that should be relatively easily disposed of as well.
Deadly.
Let's see though, because if I can... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5...
Our mighty weapons will smite them. Our mighty weapons will smite them. Engage, number one. We will win the day. We will win the day.
We serve faithfully.
Surprised they aren't destroyed yet, but
Guess this one.
I do think I should be relatively close to
The
doing that.
battleships are the muscle of the Imperial Navy. We are its brain.
Let's get the torpedo guys out there, because I can actually torpedo the submarine as well. They might have anti-aircraft here somewhere. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I do have to scout that out.
Verify.
Yeah, there we are. This one also has a range of 5, even though it does not show it. Gun range 2 plus 2 makes 4. It must have another ability because it is a range of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once more, I'm
We will be victorious.
slightly confused, but what I might be able to do here
Set sail for glory.
is move in here, use the naval artillery. That's a shame. Well, I might as well attack here another time then. Okay.
The Emperor's banner will soon rise above the whole world.
And
Let us bathe in the wisdom of our godly emperor.
yeah, this way I'm saving myself a Marine Squad
Magnificent vessel.
ability, which I don't think it really matters that much, but still be a little bit useful, I suppose.
Deadly, yet delicious.
They can't reach it. That's unfortunate.
We bring death on our wings.
At any rate, I should still be able to move through here and then attack this.
You can't hide from the blast waves.
Level up, eh? So I have all weather, altitude. I mean, vulnerabilities is nice, but I think yeah, tactical retreat is not that great. Let's just go for extra attack.
Carrying bombs to enemy lines.
All systems operational. Are there new orders from our godly emperor? Are there new orders from our godly emperor?
What should be destroyed next? Approaching. Explosion reflects the rising sun. Good morning. In unity is our strength.
So at least it's down to 5, which does help in limiting its naval attack a bit.
We will be victorious. All crew is reporting.
There's nothing else I can do against that thing, right? No.
Oh, I like rice, but could we eat something else for a change? Have you checked for
I'll move these guys closer too.
We surpass
And both of these are regular bombers, so
What should be destroyed next? We're going to send them our generous gifts. Will there be fighters covering us? Those bombs. We're going to send them our generous gifts. Here we come.
If the battleships are the muscle of the Imperial Navy, we are its brain.
Now they'll go home in pieces.
those are destroyed, and I can quickly take that over.
Are there any targets?
Let's use one fighter for now. They don't have any airfield here, so it's very unlikely that any enemy planes will be able to get all the way there.
The Imperial fleet knows
But just in case they do, I want to have at least some protection.
the Imperial fleet knows no defeat. All systems.
Let's get these close. I think the submarine will go after the Yamato class battleship, but you never know. I actually want to concentrate these units as well, so I'm gonna send them over up north, because I think having a higher concentration of units is a lot better than having my units spread out.
We serve faithfully. Do you require assistance?
A battleship is like a fugu fish. Deadly, yet delicious.
A new battle awaits. It's a good day for
And it's also a way for them to get more supply, so
Imperial destroyer.
I'm also
at your
generally
service.
happy with those
Our
things.
guns are always ready. The warriors of the sky are at your command. The warriors of the sky are at your command. Are we fully loaded?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a whole lot is going on except this, of course. 2 hull damage.
American hydroplanes have been detected around our ships. We still don't know anything about the enemy fleet, but our units are an open book to them.
It is odd that the Americans have found us so fast. I was trying to save the element of surprise for as long as possible. Now the aviation from Midway will try to attack our ships. We must get ready to repel the enemy airstrikes.
Admiral Yamamoto, I have an urgent report. Our radio intercept group has detected the presence of a large fleet north of Midway. It appears to be the enemy's main forces.
What? Are you sure about this? How could they have reached Midway that fast?
I am absolutely certain, Admiral Yamamoto. Judging by the intercepted messages, the enemy has 3 carriers. Apparently, they were lurking not far from Midway, waiting for us to appear.
Could it be that the Americans knew the details of the Operation MI in advance? Although it doesn't matter now, we were looking for a decisive battle, and we found it. We must annihilate the enemy fleet.
Imperial
Indeed.
destroyer at your service. We found their weak spot. Take this, you dirty rats. Oh, that was one hell of a shot.
A battleship is like a fugu fish.
These guys do have
Yet
scouting now.
We are ready to serve.
So no, it doesn't actually matter. So
We are ready to serve. One more territory for the Empire.
they're gonna take this, and now these guys can supply us at least in this area, which does help. And then next turn I'll take over the Adu supply point there. Does mean though I'll have to start scouting for enemy.
Everything.
They're not there.
Verifying the enemy's location.
Not here.
Verifying.
Ah, there's something here. Okay, good.
Verifying the enemy's location.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, sure. So as for these, they have movement of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they'll be able to go relatively close. I would like them to be able to attack at the very least this unit. Because it doesn't matter that destroyers can attack the Yamato class battleship. Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 movement, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. Let's move in here first.
For glory.
I'm gonna move you.
Enemies on the horizon.
Use sonar. Okay, nothing. We know there's anti-aircraft guns exactly at that location. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so moving in here
Enemy troops ahead.
should keep this guy safe.
Entering the designated area.
With some luck, I'll also see what's there. I didn't. But it means I can't use my airplanes right now because I'm quite sure that the enemy bombers, etc., will also be able to reach me.
Time to fire. Engaging in combat.
We are the muscle of the Imperial Navy. Gaijin's insurance will ensure their death.
We carry the deadly arrows of the Emperor.
Let's see what it is.
All crew is reporting.
Bunker, huh?
Long live His Majesty, the Emperor. Look at those guns. They are huge.
Do I really want to use that ability for now?
Let us bathe in
I don't think
wisdom
so.
of our godly Emperor. Closing the distance. Engage, number one.
Because it will save me enough points. I'm getting 29 per turn. So technically I can only do one more scouting mission. And then I have to save the rest of the points for the upcoming naval battle. Really. And I can land there pretty easily.
Our spirit is strong, our blades are sharp.
So it is time to focus my units. I'll just keep these
Do you
up here.
require assistance? No one can stop
It's unlikely the enemy will go all the way to this area, but I do need even these destroyers to remain relatively close. I think they'll go up because they know that I took this. But that's about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Searching for the enemy.
We have more guns than the entire enemy fleet, if you include aircraft. We will not let the Emperor down.
Let us bathe in the wisdom of our godly Emperor.
So this is pretty much the line at which point the enemy can't effectively attack anymore. I also want to lure in some of the enemy fighters by launching a few float planes.
Pearl of the combined fleet.
Do you require assistance? Observing the horizon.
And I do need all of the destroyers to be close enough.
Past pathetic Gaijins.
No, no, no. Wow.
What should be destroyed
Great.
next?
I did not want to put them there.
The Imperial fleet knows no defeat.
Guess we have
A fighter
no other
here.
choice now.
With lightning speed. All systems operational.
Here we come. Be careful with the bombs. Those bombs are heavy.
A fighter here. We surpass pathetic Gaijins in everything. We are the swarm. The enemy won't see us coming. We are the heart of the Imperial Navy. No matter
Yeah,
what
that
the
was
battleship
really silly, but
says. Already there.
oh, come on, man.
We surpass pathetic Gaijins in everything.
Well, I can only hope that they won't be spotted,
The
but
warriors of the sky are at your command.
Those bombs are heavy.
all right. Let's see then. Yeah, there are some things getting closer indeed. No planes yet, though. Okay, they are getting relatively close. Oh wow, they did damage the hull. Well, they certainly didn't send out everything.
Warriors are the most feared and deadly of all.
Which does have me worried a little bit.
position.
Let's use the sonar there first.
Inform you if the enemy is ahead.
Kind of have to use the aviation recon anyway. Okay.
Our strength is in numbers of dead enemies.
I find it odd that I would do damage, but they wouldn't. But okay, we'll see how it goes. Ah, okay. They decided to use the torpedoes then. So we did get rid of that at least. Did a bit more damage.
We will be victorious. Long live His Majesty, the Emperor.
And I can draw out their attacks through this way. Let's repair the anti-aircraft gun.
Just show
Not
us the
that it
target.
needed that much repairing, but
Dirty rats.
there we go.
Let us bathe in the wisdom of our godly Emperor.
So their secondary gun is nearly destroyed, which is of course already good. But again, I can't use anti-aircraft. Or I can't use my aircrafts at this point.
Oh, I like rice, but could we eat something else for a change?
This allows it to move one more hex.
We were destined to serve aboard this magnificent vessel.
No.
Engage, number one. Long live His Majesty, the Emperor.
Level him up. That's gonna be good. I will probably go to let's go for skilled gunner, get more anti-aircraft
I can't wait any longer.
attacks.
Imperial destroyer at your service.
Take this, you dirty
And
rat.
they have another ship here.
Oh? How'd you see us? They are going to see the bottom of the sea.
And now these guys have crazy defense because of the deep dive, amongst other things.
Looking for a prey.
All guns ready.
I'll certainly use that ability on whatever ship that is.
Are there new orders from our godly emperor?
Yeah, I need you to go and do scouting.
Verifying.
So that's the escort ship as well.
Our vessel is the pearl of the
1,
combined
2,
fleet.
3,
We
4.
bring forth imperial justice.
All guns ready.
Yeah, there we go. And let's use incendiary shells too.
Look at those guns. They are huge.
Once again, I'll send out some float planes, mostly to draw out enemy fighters and such.
A battleship is like a fugu fish, deadly yet delicious.
We serve faithfully.
We are the instrument of the Emperor's will.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 range from this thing.
Approaching.
Because Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
Our mighty weapons will smite them.
Because I can deal damage with the other gun now, which I actually should have moved 1 hex closer, then attack this with the secondary gun.
All guns ready.
Well, how much movement do you have now? 0. So it can't really fire on anything else. It's rather neutralized. So I won't use that. I'm gonna attack here.
Guns are about to fire.
So, how much can you move? They also cannot move anymore because the engine is destroyed. Although these guys do have their main gun yet. I'll try to finish it off with torpedoes, at least. I kind of want to finish off both of this and this, so...
Greetings from the for Japan and for the Emperor. They're dead.
What's dead?
We
Pull
will
you
inform
back.
you if the enemy is ahead.
Let us bathe in the wisdom of our godly emperor.
1, 2, 3, 5.
Good timing is the key to success. Look at those guns! They are huge!
It's another enemy unit down.
Do you require assistance?
Let us bathe in the wisdom of our godly emperor.
I can't wait any longer.
Do you require assistance?
We are the muscle of
I'm
the
definitely hiding my destroyers behind the Yamato class
All
because
crew is reporting.
it has more defense.
Observing the horizon.
Although, I also want to move these guys back as much as possible.
We carry the deadly arrows of the Emperor. Behind us is the rising sun. Ahead is eternal glory. We have more guns than the entire enemy fleet, if you include aircraft. What does the Emperor want us to do?
Do you require assistance? We will inform you if the enemy is ahead. We will inform you if the enemy is ahead.
If the battleships are the muscle of the Imperial Navy, we are its brain.
I'm cramming these together in order for them to provide air support for each other as well.
Is it?
Your orders. Start the engine.
And these guys will still go around the side here.
Enemies.
They will stay there. I do want to launch another float plane again to lure out the enemies, and I should be able to launch a third. I'm surprised that the enemy fighters didn't show up last time, but they might this time. Anyway, that makes this a pretty successful turn. Destroyed 3 enemy units at least, so that's nice.
Observing the horizon.
No, you're fine.
Assistance?
Our spirit is strong, our blades are sharp.
Are we fully loaded? What should be destroyed next?
Okay, those are all destroyed, and there's some enemy ships coming closer as well. Yeah, they're destroying the float planes. Those are 3 destroyers. Carrier. And first bomber. Second bomber. And that's it.
We will not let the Emperor down.
Okay, so first of all, let's get within... This is a range of 1. So I actually do want to start getting closer with my aircraft carriers as well.
There are no enemy submarines in the area.
I'll use this anti-aircraft gun first.
Are you sure we should be on the front line? Hurry! We need to support our allies. Fire! The enemy has suffered some losses. Go on. We'll have to finish him. If the battleships are the muscle of the Imperial Navy, we are its brain. Hurry! We need to support our allies. Fire! Our aircraft. Destroy any target. We bring the storm. Firestorm. I hope the sacred spirits will bestow their blessings on us. Are you sure we should be on the front line?
And I think I'll also use the secondary guns here.
Our aircraft destroy any target.
Okay, that takes down 2 of their aircraft.
We will die if necessary.
I'm sending these guys back here
Empire will not run away from us.
so they can get on the ship, and then next turn they'll be able to take over Kiska Island. I'd rather hope to already see some of the enemy units here, but I can move with these guys, and they do have this detection mechanism.
Are those Americans?
Fair enough, that's a first destroyer. You must be having a shell hole. Didn't... yeah. Let's get rid of that. 1, 2... Don't have enough information on that. Or at least on what's further ahead to make a good judgment on where to move.
Do you require assistance? I see some enemies on the horizon. Stop the engine. Who's that?
Our vessel is the pearl of the combined fleet.
Let's move you in here. Let's start with the barrage
There is no stopping us. We will win.
on that destroyer.
We serve faithfully. Protectors of the fleet.
This is also destroyer, so it matters not where I use my
Have a taste of
torpedoes.
our power. Have a taste of our power. We have silenced them for good.
Okay, that's another destroyer down. And...
Good day, Commander. We are the instrument of the Emperor's will.
yeah, I can use this technically. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Approaching.
Yeah.
Engage. Look at those guns.
Good, they got some meaningless damage.
Protectors of the fleet. I'm in position. Take this, you dirty rats.
Oh, they, yeah,
Japan,
fine.
for the Emperor. We found their weak spot. Our strength is in numbers of dead enemies. That area is under.
So
our
you should be
control.
using another torpedo. Because
Devastating
they can still
gunfire.
attack there,
Protectors of the fleet.
and
Your
that's what's important.
observing the horizon. Start the engine.
Good day, Commander.
We are the heart of the Imperial Navy.
So yeah, 28, okay. Let's move in through this way.
Verifying the enemy's location.
Okay. So we know they have at least one carrier here, and these 2 are up here, so not that much.
We serve faithfully.
All crew is reporting. We open the doors. The abyss.
No need to use the
Protectors of the fleet. Take this, dirty rats.
incendiaries.
Fire.
Guess I'm gonna go for evasive maneuvering because that allows them to get more defenses,
Do you
which is
require
really good.
assistance?
Yeah, just out of reach.
Hail the Emperor!
All guns ready.
Our mighty weapons will smite them. We will be victorious.
The tough part, at least, about this is that they need still have quite a few ships which are out of range now.
We were destined to serve aboard this magnificent vessel.
Yeah, you're coming in from the other side, but not too far.
Is the key to success. We open the doors to the abyss. There is no stopping us. Our mighty weapons.
And that's a carrier gun. Good. That's the first one.
Do you require assistance?
So there's no way to use
If the battleships are the muscle of
the
the Imperial Navy,
ability again of the
are its brain.
units to do a double attack.
No one will notice our approach. Too bad for them.
We are the muscle of the Imperial Navy.
Do you require assistance?
Set the course.
Start the engine. Your orders. Checking that sector. We will inform.
Trying to get my capital ships up front again. And also trying to
Protectors of the fleet.
once again lure the enemy ships. Okay, 3 float planes is enough to potentially lure some of the enemy fighters.
Let the Emperor down.
I think. We only destroyed 2 bombers, so we can expect plenty more. And that's it. I mean, I'm gonna use the sonar abilities everywhere.
Protectors of the fleet.
Although,
We
I don't
serve faithfully.
really expect
Do you
to
require
find
assistance?
anything at this point.
We serve faithfully.
You already
Good
did
day,
that, okay.
Commander.
And let's end the turn a final time before I'm gonna cut the video. Okay, so they did do a few things there that are a bit tricky. Looks like. Um. Okay, so they went after these. Fine. A submarine attack. Double submarine attack. Attacking my destroyer there. Seems like they're gonna destroy the destroyer. Okay, they had quite a bit more left than I had expected. Alright, that was quite something. I lost a destroyer out of nowhere, so that kinda sucks. But we do have plenty good vision on many of the enemy's units, so I think we'll be able to make a decisive blow against the enemy here as well if we play our cards right.
If the battleships are the
And
muscle
yeah,
of the
I think
Imperial
that's
Navy,
definitely possible.
we
Alright, I'm gonna end the video here though. I wanna thank you all for watching.
Yamato and Kiska are seized. Pardon my frankness, but it is hard to find islands of less strategic importance.
Don't forget that while we have seized a small piece of land, it is still a piece of American soil. This is a painful blow to the American nation's ego.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna end the video here. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.